This prestigious program is sponsored by the U.S. Department of State, Bureau of Educational and Cultural Affairs, which is known as ECA, and managed by the International Research and Exchanges Board, IREX. And Mandela Washington Fellowship is funded by the U.S. government and administered by IREX, which I referred. Bridgewater State University has the opportunity to host this cohort. So we are very thankful to the Department of State, to the IREX, and to our larger community. And on personal note, I'm very grateful to our Bridgewater or BTV staff and our team, and thanks also to the Mr. Eric Dresser, the manager of the Whitman Cable TV. Thank you so much. Hi and welcome to InFocus. This is Jabbar Al-Ubaidi. In this episode, I'm both inspired and delighted to bring to our audience in the Bridgewater town and the adjacent towns a special program that involves 25 young African leaders as part of the Mandela Washington Fellowship for Young African Leaders. The cohort represents 18 countries. You're going to know a little bit about each country. You're going to see their flags, but most importantly, you're going to actually listen to some of their opinions, impression about their visit. This program hosted by Bridgewater State University. It is the 7th time now. So we are really pleased to present you with this opportunity. So I would look to our guests, the 25 leaders, and I would like someone to tell me what was your feeling when you actually received the letter from the embassy or from IREX that you've been actually accepted to this program. Yeah, what was the feeling? Hey, I'm now part of this Mandela Washington program.
Well, I was at work. I was at work when I got the email, and at first I got the email for interview, and I was excited. But later, after the interview, when I got the actual mail, I was scared to open it because I was like, oh, because I've gotten a lot of rejection mails from different. So it took me a while. I called a colleague of mine who also got interviewed, and he told me he wasn't successful. So I was like, well, if he wasn't successful, so.
Well, probably next time he will be. Somebody else can share their experience with us? Quickly, here. Stanley, yes, go ahead.
All right, good morning, everyone. Yeah, so I'm Mwinga Stanley from Zambia. When I didn't receive the email first. I received a call from the embassy. So they called me, are you Mwinga Stanley? I said, yeah, it's me. And I was having a bad day. And then they told me, congratulations, you've made it for the Mandela Washington Fellowship. You know that thing where you're having a bad day? Then you are filled with just gratitude. I was so happy. There was a lady passing nearby. I almost hugged her. Out of excitement. Yeah, I was so happy. I went in my office, just closed the door, and just screamed a bit just to thank God. And yeah, that's how it was.
So, congratulations.
Thank you.
Somebody else?
I was in South Africa at the moment. Then
my friend told me through my Instagram, like, hey, check your email. And I was like, what is happening with my email? And then to see a letter from IRIX, I was like, wow, this is super, super superb. And that was amazing. It's a very an amazing thing to feel at. Yeah.
Thank you. So my second question is, what was your very first expectation when you are coming actually to Bridgewater State University and to the United States? Be honest. What was the very first line of expectation?
Thank you very much. Well, the first thing is, I'm going to take America as my... I've never been to the United States. Eventually I'm going to take it that, I've been to the United States. But then with time, the reality, set in and, okay, these are the things I want to achieve. These are the things I want to achieve. So I started checking online for what Bridgewater is. I had never heard of Bridgewater before then, Later on, I had Boston, a little familiar, through media. But the expectation was more of, I'm excited, I'm going to the United States.
Okay. So what's special about the United States that you're coming to the United States? I mean, what's this a big deal?
My name is Gloria, and I'm from Liberia. So what's special about the United States is the fact that they respect the liberties of everyone. Mm-hmm. I think they don't just say it, I think they act it, and that the fundamental rights of every person, regardless of who you are and what backgrounds you are from, those fundamental rights are protected. Thank you so much. Now, someone share with our audience and with me the reaction of your families there, and the immediate family. Some of you, I know, they left their children behind, of course, their loved ones behind. What was that feeling from your family when they know that you will be departing to the United States and then leave them for 6 weeks or more? And someone else, if you don't mind,
First of all, I was in a very lengthy lecture from my dad. It's like, okay, you're going there, behave.
Behave?
Yeah, behave. Not that I would misbehave, no, but he was like, okay, behave. Now, because your younger sisters, your younger brothers are looking up to you. Mm. So if you go there, behave. You carrying our name. So that was the immediate reaction. But by then it hadn't settled yet, because the duration was longer to wait for us to leave. So with our work, I was a bit frightened. Okay, should I go to work? What if this happened? Then I miss. You understand? Mm-hmm. So it was a very tense period, the waiting period between the email and the actual departure. So, yeah.
Thank you. Somebody else? Yes.
Hello, everyone. My name is Nisa Thompson. I come from Seychelles. So I will share my experience in terms of how my work colleagues reacted. I come from the Seychelles Attorney General's office. So when I announced the good news that I was selected for the Mandela Washington Fellowship, I think they were all excited, because coming from a small country, a small island, we want to know on a greater landscape the best practices of America, how you do things here, so that we can also adapt it in our organization. And they were so happy for me for this unique opportunity, and I'm forever grateful to be here. Thank you.
We are very happy for you too. Somebody else? Yes? No? You want to go? No? Okay. How about mothers? Great mothers and great fathers, they left their children. Thank you.
Yeah, my name is Yusuf. I'm from Nigeria. I work in a law firm where I was opportunity to be central to what we call litigation. So it was very difficult for the decision that my office took. But in the hall, my partners supported me, And coming to the family, it was not easy. I've not been this out for too long. I'm usually very conscious of going for 10 days, 2 weeks, but it's been 6 weeks and it's not been easy.
Well, it's coming, you know, July 30th is coming, August 4th, if you're not going to stay here. So let's start from the last row. I want you to tell me in 10 seconds or 15 seconds something very special to you in terms of joining this program. Everybody going to have a chance to speak. In 15 seconds. You can stand, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. I think the most special thing for me was to finally get confirmation of some of the things that we see on TV and to actually see them live, see them happening, see them in action. I think that's been great.
Thank you.
And for me, it's actually the fellows and the people that we've interacted with. I've learned a lot. We have really bright, intelligent people in the room, and I'm so grateful that we could share our experiences together. Thank you.
Yeah, I think for me, what has been so great is the people and the diversity. I think the interaction of cultures. I think that has been great.
Thank you.
For me, both the people and the community, Bridgewater community, the university, everything I've interacted with, I've seen things differently, learned a lot, and it's a lot to take back home.
Yeah. If you just joined us, this is InFocus, and we are actually talking with 25 leaders from Africa, 18 countries in this group. So please, thank you for joining us. Yes.
For me, it's the classes we've been having at Bridgewater, the people, the food, the diversity. It has been a great experience for me. Thank you.
I am very excited to return to the United States. I was first here in 2016 on a different fellowship program, so I consider it a huge privilege to be here again, to continue to build on the relationships that I've established, because the US does a lot of work in Africa, and I'm excited to build bridges between this country and my own. Thank you.
Next.
Hello, my name is Sabah. The most exciting part of the program for me is getting to visit different institutions, get to engage with different practitioners in different fields, and take back that although these institutions are very transparent, accountable, that they face challenges and limitations, but how I got to learn how resilient they are in tackling the different challenges that they face. So I took some examples from that that I could apply back home. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Safia Tunyang. I am from the Gambia. For me, it's the exposure, the diversity, and I'm also looking at it as an opportunity for me to rediscover myself and see what my strengths are, what my weaknesses are, and just to be a better person by the end of the fellowship.
Thank you. Next.
For me, it is the relationship I have here with other leaders, African, young leaders, African, and the great teachers we have in our classes and the specific information they gave us. Thank you.
Thank you.
So for me, it is about the intentionality of how Bridgewater has exposed us to the different systems here in America and how we can compare these systems with what we have back home, look at best practices, look at challenges, and be able to work on these practices and look at how we can incorporate them in Africa, and particularly share our own experiences as to what is working for us in Africa and how the people that we are meeting can know that there are things that work for us as well.
Thank you. Next.
For my part, it's my first experience, but it is so amazing because of all this networking and all things we learn here, which can help us to help develop our country. Thank you.
Thank you.
So what inspires me is the voice and choice patients have in the healthcare system, and hopefully I'm going to bring that back home when I go back to Mauritius.
Thanks.
Yeah, for me, it is the warmth, welcome, and the kind opinions of the people of the community. The first meet and greet with the American community changed my thought about what we've seen out there in the media.
Thank you.
For me, the most exciting thing is the way we share and see new perspective with fellow and the people here in Bridgewater.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hello. For me, it's been about sharing stories about my country, Rwanda, my beautiful country, Rwanda, and to kind of compare and contrast the problems we're trying to solve back at home vis-a-vis what you have achieved in America. I think my biggest takeaway from this would be impact, because I've seen that most times we focus on bigger things, policies, and yet here the focus is on the citizen and how they're going to be impacted. So I hope to be, to carry that on and to be able to continue practicing that as well.
Excellent. Next.
For me, I've come to realize what a good painting I'm becoming. Like when I got here, I realized that I was just an empty slate. But with the experiences, both from the lectures as well as the interactions, I'm becoming more of a beautiful painting. I'm not yet there, but I hope to get there. Thank you.
Thank you.
For me, it's the leadership and networking opportunities that I've gotten, not just here, but among the fellows also. From here, I know that I can visit 18 African countries and there'll be a fellow that I know from there. Thank you.
That's amazing. What I would want to take is the inclusivity and the diversity that American has fostered on, and something else to celebrate for Bridgewater State University is the center. Is the Pride Center that celebrates all of that. So that's a take home for me.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. For me, it's the gift of people, both my co-fellows or my fellow fellows and the people of Bridgewater. And interestingly, I'm seeing what the senior citizens, are doing to contribute to the development of this place and the country entirely is something that I really want to change the face of my work back home.
Well said. Yes.
Thank you. For me, it's just living the differences between the US and my country, Malawi, and also just how similar our African countries are and getting to learn more about that. Thank you.
Thank you. My name is Bogif Derashi from South Africa. 2 things for me. Number 1, getting to know Africa through each and every one of these fellows. And number 2, I've just been challenged by how senior citizens here are involved. And that said to me, there is really something as you're getting older that you can do to give back to the community as opposed to just sitting.
Hello, I'm Joshna Bubansukan from Mauritius. So for me, it has been a privilege to belong to this network, the Mandela Washington Fellowship Network will become alumni. My takeaway would be learning from the African perspective, the American experience. So it's definitely the people and whatever we're learning from each other and from you as well. Thank you.
I'm enjoying the differences on a lot of things, not just the academic.
Of course, this guy also is a boxer. So we're going to highlight this too.
So I'm enjoying the differences on all levels. Like, for example, here, when you're crossing the road, the cars wait for you. Very different back home. So, yeah, it's not just the academic, not just the businesses, it's just everywhere.
Thank you.
The last but not the least, I'm Florian from Togo. Well, my takeaway, we come from the classes, the academic section, and how we, in my mind, we just saw the result of the America, but now, as I know that we start small, America starts small, to become the biggest one is it now. Thank you.
Thank you. So you have arrived to United States or to Logan Airport on actually June 21st. And then we went through the first week, a second week, third week, fourth week, and now we are in almost fifth week, right? And you visited many places, and also you provide some services in other places. Which one it stands? When I was with you in the Dreiser, I saw a lot of really, new faces. It's just kind of, you were happy with that. And I always ask myself, why was that, especially with the dress girl? Is it because related to the business of girls? Is it, what's special about it? Yes, I have 3, yeah, so go brief. Yeah.
First of all, we grew up in a society where knitting and all those things were women's jobs. So when I got the opportunity to do that, I jumped right in, and then I saw myself enjoying it because I was not exposed to it earlier. So when I did it, because I knit a dress from scratch, it was something like I didn't care of my gender.
It's learning experience.
Yeah, it was a learning experience. I didn't see it from the lenses that I was raised in. I just saw it through my lens. Like, okay, I'm enjoying this.
I like your lens. Yeah, okay. I see another hand. Yeah.
Yeah, my mom, it's a fashion designer, and this is what you must do before you take your meal. So
Interesting.
getting back to doing it, I did it with so much passion, and I love what I...
It was a relatable experience.
Yes, relatable experience. We iron, we knit, we do those things. When she finished, the main sewing. So I loved what I did.
Thank you. And I saw another hand. What the experience, dress girl, yeah.
Dress a Girl for me was a highlight because it showed me how people do small things with a big heart.
Mm-hmm.
Being here in the United States, but helping someone you don't know either in Asia or Africa really was heartwarming. So it is really a good project to see that people give up their time to come sit and do these dresses and send them to people they don't know. Thank you.
Anybody else?
For me, at Dress a Girl, I was really, surprised that most of the people there were actually elderly people. And I felt like it gave them some form of purpose, that they still have much more to give to the society and to life.
To the community.
So that impressed me.
Okay, thank you. Anything else sticks to your mind in terms of the side visits? Yes.
The Father Bill's site visit was for me a special thing because I saw people who devoting themselves to bring people out of the street. And it's a very, very important for me. Back home, we don't have people out of the street, but we have child in street. And it's very important to know how they fix it here in America, and we can take the example to do it back home too. So it's very, very huge for me. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other impression? Yes. So 1, 2.
For me, it was the STEM conference that we attended on Saturday. It just felt like a really great initiative that has beautiful intent to try and get the girls into STEM education, because we don't really have a lot of that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. For me, it was a prison visit to Framingham and the reentry program at Attleboro. Okay. They had connected purposes, and I really gained a lot of insight into, what this country is doing to, not just keep people inside prison, but, focusing on their life, focusing on the fact that they do not want them to get back to prison. It's like a cycle. A lot of people go into prison and come back worse. But then you have a reentry program, which is really, highly volunteered for. You have people with passion doing it, working tirelessly so that they don't get back into the prison. It's fascinating for me, and I think I'm taking that back.
Thank you. Yes, go ahead.
I wanted to cement what Flo just said on Father Bill's housing program. Many people.
The housing program.
Yeah.
Yes.
Many people in the Pride community do face a lot of challenges of not having homes.
Yes.
So seeing what they do, how they do it, and why they're doing it, really cemented something into me, and it resonated to the challenges that many of the Pride community people face currently. So we need homes and we need to shelter people. That is something that we should be doing in our African governments as well.
Absolutely. In this country also we need homes and we need some help, and we need the community actually to give back to the larger community. Anything else stand out from the site visit, guys? Yes. Speak up.
Okay. I think for me, one thing that I've noticed, I think, from all these site visits that we have been doing is how much people are willing to give back to their communities.
Yes.
And efforts are community-centered. They are centered on the people, and I kind of see one common trait, which is, I think, servant leadership, where people want to save, and I think that's a takeaway for me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else? Yes.
For me, I've come to realize and observe that here every human being, every individual is as important. So there are collaborative efforts towards making sure that everyone else is well taken care of. Both the citizens here as well as the people out there whom the citizens don't even know, like from the Dress a Girl initiative as well as from the housing, where they're housing like the homeless people. So yeah.
Thank you. Someone tell me that you want our audience know something special about your country. It's just like in 10 seconds. Something special in your country that you want us to know and the audience to know.
Yes, I come from the land where it sounds the rooftop of Africa,
Okay.
Mount Kilimanjaro, Tanzania.
Okay.
I come from Zambia, where you find the Vic Falls, one of the world's, one of the 7 wonders of the world.
Okay. Oh, thank you. He's volunteering. Thank you.
I go first. So I come from the island of Mauritius, a small dot across on the continent next to Madagascar. So sometimes it's not even visible on world maps. So that's why I want to say this is where I come from. And one special thing is, being an island, we've got lovely beaches. And we've got the underwater waterfall,
Thank you for sharing.
the only one in the world.
Thank you for sharing. Yeah.
I come
have a
from
hand here,
Namibia,
yes.
so next time when you're on holiday, don't go to Dubai. Go to Namibia. We have the best desert, the oldest desert in the world.
Here we go. We have, yeah.
Yeah, I come from Nigeria, a country that is so much diverse as the US, and the attraction is that I want Nigeria to wake so that Africa can be on its feet.
Thank you. I have a lot of fun. This is a great, you know.
I come from Nigeria with him, the most populous black nation in the world.
Yeah, I have less than 1 minute, so quick, special.
I'm from South Africa. Not only does Mandela come from there, but you also find the cradle of the humankind.
Yeah, thank you.
Togo is named as Switzerland of Africa, so we are peaceful. You can come and have fun.
Last one can share special.
I come from Central African Republic, as his name can show, is in the middle of Africa, so that the heart of Africa. Without earth, a human body cannot function. So you can be sure with me, it's a big country and a beautiful country. Come and visit.
Yeah, don't shy, yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you, leaders. We are proud of you, and we are honored to have you among us in Bridgewater and beyond. And thank you for watching InFocus. This is Jabbar Lubaidi, and we'll see you next week.